Hi everyone, it's Heidi from HB Paper Crafts. Taking a second to get connected to Facebook. It is Tuesday, December 10th, 2019. I thank everybody for joining me. I'm just gonna take a second here and make sure I have my computer volume off, because for sure we're gonna hear myself in stereo. Oh goodness, here we go. There we are. Hi ladies. You guys are quick tonight. You're right on it. So I'm here again, Facebook Live Tuesday. I have a fun little project for you using the new little Ladybug set. So this new cling stamp set is only available to hostesses during celebration. So January, February, March, if you host a party, qualifying party of $150 in sales or more, you receive this automatically for free. The other way you can earn it is if you yourself have an order of $150. This will be tacked onto your order as well. So it's an automatic free set. You don't have to do anything other than host a qualifying party. And again, that's part of celebration that's coming up starting January 3rd. My catalogs haven't come in yet, but I will be certain to make sure that everybody gets the catalogs as soon as they come in. So hi Shelly, hi Kathy, how are you guys? So the project that I have for you tonight is just this fun little Ladybug card. It's super cute, as is everything I say. Alright, so we are going to start with the pieces that we need. I have a piece of Granny Apple Green that is 5.5 by 8.5. That is going to be our card base. I have a piece of Whisper White that is 4 by 5.25. I have another piece of Whisper White that is 3.5 by 4.5. I have a piece of Basic Black that is 3 3/4 by 4 3/4. And then I do also have, in theory, a piece of white that is 1.5 by 2 inches. And that's going to make our little tag on the front here. And it has disappeared, so we'll probably cut another one when we get there. Okay, so we're going to start with the base. This is the Granny Apple base. And just make our card base. And then I'm going to pull out the piece of white that is 4 by 5.25, and that is going to be the inside of our card. And it's got these adorable little ladybugs on the inside of the card here. And all of these stamps that I'm using tonight are coming out of this little ladybug set. So this is a little ladybugs here that we're using. We're using this guy and the flower, and then also the saying. So I'm going to do these, all my stamping tonight, in Memento Ink, because we're going to be using the blends. So we'll start with these little guys and ink them up. And they're just going to go in the bottom corner of the inside of my card. And then because they're so little, we're not going to do any sort of shading or anything. We're just going to hit them. I'm using the dark Poppy Parade until my real red comes in. I really did order it. I know I used my Poppy Parade in place of real red a lot, but I did order it. Alright, so then we'll hit him just a little bit. And then I didn't do a whole lot with coloring in this little guy's belly. I just sort of went around the outside and gave him a little shading with the light smoky slate. And that's all that they need. We're just gonna take and glue that to the inside of the card. like that. All right, so now on to the outside. I'm going to use my Whisper White that measures 3.5 by 4.5. And I'm going to get myself out a piece of scrap paper here because we're going to go off the edge a little bit. So I'm going to start with the flower that comes in this set. And I'm going to ink it up. And I'm going to do it on one side over here. Then I'm going to go ahead, ink it up again, and do it over on this side. And then I did take and I stamped it one more time. And that's going to give us the third one that I'm actually going to cut out right here. I'm just going to fussy cut that one out. So we're done with the flower because I pre-did this piece here. I've already colored that one so that I can just finish it and get it on the card. So the ladybug then is going to go right up here. And then we can start to color. I'm going to leave my scrap out here just because the blends do bleed through your paper a little bit. So I have all kinds of colors here. These are my favorite things to use. You could use the watercolors. You could color this a variety of ways. You could leave it black and white. You don't have to color it, but I did color it. So this one is the light So Saffron, and I'm just going to color the whole flower, not being too particular about the inside lines, but I'm going to color the whole thing in with the light color first. And this, for me, everybody has their own technique, but this for me gives a good base to build all your other colors up on. And when you go to lay your darker colors, it spreads them out a little bit for you. So then this is the dark So Saffron. And I'm just sort of going to hit it so that it has some shadows on the flower. And then I also took the dark Mango Melody and I gave it even more color and shading. And it sort of really, I think, brought this flower to life. Hi, Wendy. Hi, Angela. Thank you, ladies, for joining me. All right, so now to tie it all in together, because right now it just looks like a bunch of scribbly lines. But to tie it all together, you use, again, the light. This is the light So Saffron, and I'm just going to go over it one more time, and that's where they get their names, because it blends it all together for you. And then last but not least, I took, this one is the dark crumb cake, and I colored the center of my flower with the dark crumb cake. So I did go ahead and I colored the ladybug with the, yes, Poppy Parade. The name is escaping me. And the leaves I did with the Granny Apple Green. So the color that I thought really sort of gave it some dimension was the dark Mango Melody. That's what I added. I used the light So Saffron, the dark So Saffron, and then I used the Mango Melody just to give it a little bit more highlights, Kathy. I love the blends too. I could play with these things all day long. I really love to color. And I didn't used to, but these really, they make it very easy. They make it look very easy. Hi, Georgia. All right, so then I did the same with the Granny Apple Green. I colored with the light first, and then I just sort of hit it with the dark and gave it some shading, and I'm going to go back over with the light and sort of blend it all together. So for the Ladybug, I didn't want to leave him just white. You'll see what I did here. Just made his belly a little bit in the gray. And the way that I did that is I used the light smoky slate, and I took my brush tip and I just went around his face, and I went around his body and under his little neck, and I just gave him a little shading towards the outside. And then to blend that in, I actually used, this is called the Color Lifter. So you can use it to give yourself little highlights and things and whatnot, but I actually used it just to lighten the gray into the white of the face. So it's just taking off a little bit of that gray towards the outside, and I'm doing it towards where the gray meets the white. And that's going to pick up some of that color and sort of give him a blended look. All right, so that you don't have to sit and watch me do this whole guy, I do have one already done. I'm going to go ahead and I'll show you the body one more time, which is what I meant to do here. I'm going to just color his little body towards the outside with the light smoky slate, and I'm going to use the Color Lifter again. And I'm just going to pick up some of that color towards the center where the gray meets the white. Alright, so I did go ahead and I colored the, I stamped and colored the flower one more time. And I just fussy cut him out. So this set here is made to look like a sketched set. So usually I say leave like a little white cloud around your images when you're fussy cutting, because your eye is really drawn to the image and not to the lines. But it's harder to do that on this one because it is sort of a sketched, has a sketched look to it, if that makes sense. So it has some random lines that sort of poke out. So I'm just going to cut right to the black line. All the way around. Has everybody got all their Christmas shopping done? Not me. Have I told you before I work best under pressure? That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Alright, so this guy is going to get glued to our black base. And that's gonna go here. You are, Sue? Oh, you're a good girl. And then I'm gonna use dimensionals on the flower. Oops, you can see I used a scrap when I stamped that. I got some pretty designs on the back of it as well. And that's gonna get just adhered down here at the bottom. And I have it coming off just a little bit here. So we're going to go back to the card and we're going to glue this guy down. There we go. Didn't want to work. And like so. Let me take all my stuff out of the way. So also when I fussy cut out this little flower, I actually fussy cut out his little head again. So I stamped the Ladybug and I colored in his head and just cut out just the head. And that sort of just gave my card a little bit more dimension. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to glue that on again with a dimensional. Just right over where his head already was. Like that. So because I lost my little piece, I'm going to take out my just my little trimmer here. And I'm going to cut myself a little tag. So the little white tag is 1.5 by 2. And I should have took out our trimmer because that's horribly not straight. Plug, plug. Wink, wink. See what I did there? It was really not straight though. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to take the Memento ink. And the phrase says, spread your wings and fly. And that's just going to go down at the bottom of the tag. Like that. Alright, so remember how I said the crushed curry seam binding ribbon was my absolute favorite. So I could have used that on this card because it does go really well with the Mango Melody and the So Saffron that was on this card. However, I have the new white Crinkle seam binding ribbon that is coming out in the new catalog, and I wanted to show you how you could change it up and use it actually on any card. So I'm taking the light Granny Apple Green, and I'm actually just going to color this ribbon. And this ribbon colors like a dream. So you could take and use this on any card and switch up the color with your blends. So these are alcohol markers, so it takes to it, and it actually dries really quickly. And I use the light, but you could use the dark. You could also use a couple layers, do a couple layers of the ink. So that's, and it just takes a second to dry. And there, now we have Granny Apple Green ribbon. Alright, so I take and I just cut my little flag at an angle. No particular way to do it, I just cut it. And then I also, because I'm sticking it onto a white background, I decided that I wanted to just ink this just a little bit, just to make it stand out from my white background. I love the seam binding ribbon as well, Wendy. It's so easy to use. It's really easy to tie a bow. It's really pretty. Alright, so then I just ink that up so that it stands out when I put it against my white card. And now I'm just going to tie a little knot. So I made myself enough of this ribbon so that I could tie it in a little, wrap it around twice and tie it in a little knot. And I started a little too much here. There we go. And I'm not going to do a bow, I'm just going to do just a little knot at the top. I probably could have given myself a little bit more ribbon. I was being stingy. Less to cut off in the end, however, harder to tie. There we go. Okay, so there's our little tag, and that is actually going to get glued on to the front of the card with dimensionals as well. Is it too soon to think of spring, Angela? It makes me think of spring too. I'm all about it. I want some snow for Christmas, but then it can just go away. That would be okay. Alright, so there is that. So there's our little tag. So there we have it. Our little ladybug card with the little ladybugs on the inside. These crack me up. I just love them. They're so cute. Alright, thank you guys, everybody, for watching. I hope you enjoyed this little project. Again, this is a free stamp set when you host in January, February, or March. This is a free host stamp set. When you host a qualifying party or put in a $150 order, you can get it for free. There you go. Thanks, guys, for joining me tonight. I hope you enjoyed it. It is. Thank you so much. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. I appreciate all the love. I hope you guys have a great evening. Happy stamping. Bye-bye.